Common misconceptions about Buddhism. Buddhism is often misrepresented in the media based on stylized or biased portrayals. To break down the truth, it's up to me, Xin Maou. I'll be counting down the 10 most common conceptions I get thrown my way as a Buddhist on a daily basis. This may not apply to every Buddhist. This is my personal interpretation, and I make no attempts to misrepresent your beliefs. Please comment down if you have any ideas for future videos, or you have any corrections for this one. Number 10. Buddhism isn't a religion. Buddhism is very much a religion. People, especially in Western countries like the United States, think because Buddhism does not conform to the ideas of Christianity or Judaism, that is, worship of a central god, that it isn't a religion. The argument I have against this is very simple. Buddhism just has as many quirks, beliefs, rules, rituals as in any religion. And it isn't a philosophy that you just can hammer through the keyhole of atheism or anything else. It doesn't work that way. Number 9. Buddhism requires you to be a monk. No. Full stop. There is no requirement to live as a monk, temporarily or permanently. The rules for monks and lay people are different, and yet still well defined in many Buddhist texts. Number 8. That Buddhism mandates veganism or vegetarianism. We are not required to be vegetarian or vegan. I do go vegetarian occasionally, but it is out of respect for the Buddha and the animals that I normally eat. And it is done during holidays that pertain to the Buddhist calendar. And it's not in any sense of the word required full-time for a layperson. People misinterpret the Buddhist precept of do not kill. It is not intended to ban meat consumption, but to prevent tainting ourselves with unnecessary violence. Ultimately, we must take some kind of life in order to continue to exist and sustain ourselves. This is a fact of life, and what Buddhism does is helps us overcome the taintedness that we accrue through our daily lives. Number 7. The Dalai Lama is the head of Buddhism. To be accurate, the Dalai Lama is the head of one sect of Tibetan Buddhism, of which there are several. I belong to Japanese Shingon order, for example, which has nothing to do with Tibetan Buddhism, especially the sect that is manned by the Dalai Lama. I still respect His Holiness, and I do follow news about him wherever I come across it. His opinions are valued, and he is a valuable member of the Buddhist community. Number 6. Buddhists say Om during meditation. Om is specifically a Hindu thing. Some sects may use an Om or a chant, but in Zen, Shingon, and many others, silent meditation is encouraged. Number 5. Buddhists have to go to their temple on a regular basis. Number 1, we call congregations Sangha. Secondly, we do not have to be part of one. For instance, because I live in a rural, mostly Christian area, I do not currently belong to a Sangha. Number 4. Buddhists can't consume alcohol. The 5th precept specifically says not to consume intoxicants to heedlessness. What this means is you can consume alcohol occasionally, but use restraint and don't get drunk. And this is what I generally do when I do consume alcohol. However, if I were a monk or if I was on temple grounds, I would not consume any alcohol. And that's not only out of respect for the monks there, but also because on temple grounds, there are higher expectations of you. Number 3. Buddhism prevents violence or self-defense. Several Buddhist texts, such as the Kalachaka Tantra, specifically talk of holy war against Maleka, that is, barbarians. We are called upon not to kill and to show mercy and kindness, but we are well within our rights to defend ourselves. Number 2. The Buddha was a prince. Not really. Vedic tribes, such as the Shakya clan, which the Buddha belonged to, were led by an elected official of sorts, rather like a chief compared to a king. While Buddha was affluent as a child and a young adult, while under his father's household, he was not a prince in any sense of the word. And finally, number 1. Nirvana is akin to heaven. Buddhist nirvana is not heaven. It is variously described as an incomprehensible feeling of bliss, something not even a practicing Buddhist can accurately describe. The Buddha, in many texts, describes it as an emptiness, but it was blissful, happy yet pleasureless, peaceful yet rich. I hope I've cleared up some misconceptions you may have had. Hopefully I educated you on a thing or two. If you liked the video, please hit like. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so. Thank you, and have a good day.